He is the undefeated, let's see, boxing promoter, boxer, recording artist, YouTuber, sometimes actor, entrepreneur, drink entrepreneur as well. There's a lot of things that this guy is doing. He's kind enough to give us some time. He is the one and only JJ, aka KSI. There he is. Hello, KSI.
Yo, what's up, man? First of all, I'm not a good actor.
I mean,
I'm terrible.
You were in a film, right? You were in a film.
Oh, it was bad. No.
Okay.
It was terrible. But yo, great to be here, man. Thank you for having me.
From the familiar spot right here. This is big.
Yeah, no, it's well, obviously last time I saw you with Danis going ham, and then obviously after going in on him and going in on me and Misfits and everyone. And it's true, yeah. We probably had a bit too much faith in him actually trying to show up, and he didn't even show up in the end. So yeah, that was bad on us, but it is what it is. I'm still back, fighting this Saturday. And yeah, I'm ready. Fight camp's done. I'm prepared. And yeah, I'm excited to get back in the ring and just again show everyone that I'm serious about this boxing thing.
Okay. So we went a few steps too ahead there.
Yeah, so I kind of went crazy.
You went crazy on me. First of all, who would have thought I get the 10-7 over Danis? You don't even get to punch him in the face. It's a crazy world that we live in. But let me ask you this. Let's start with that. Going back to Austin, you guys agree to the fight. He says to us in the interview that he was supposed to fight Logan Paul. Logan gets injured. And I guess there was, according to him, some talks of you maybe fighting someone else. And I want to ask you about that person. Is that all true? Did it all go down like that, or was that made up?
No, that is all true. So I was going to be fighting Woodley and
Tyron Woodley,
Danis, yeah, and then what's his name? Logan Paul was going to be fighting Dillon Danis, and then then Logan got injured. The budget got shorter from the zone, and then we were kind of like, oh, okay. And then Tyron Woodley was just having a little back and forth with the rehydration clause and the weight. So we were just like, well, we've got Danis here who's free and he's hungry and he's been telling us he wants to fight. He's been going in telling my manager Mams, yo, I want to fight. So I was like, all right, let's go. Dillon Danis, he wants it. He's hungry for it and he's gonna be entertaining. I know between Danis and Tyron Woodley, I'm going to get more entertainment from Danis because he's just wild and he's just weird, stupid. But he's, he gravitates eyes towards him. And it's just going to make it a bigger spectacle. Also get the MMA community into the whole, into watching it. And it was just kind of like a smart play. And I knew I'd just knock him out anyway. But, I think it would have been just a great showcase of me to be like, okay, this is what I can do. And then, yeah, he's just, there's a lot of just, obviously we all know what the story is.
Well, so I'm curious, was there any part of you that thought he might not show up? Like initially?
No.
You thought for sure?
I actually thought he was going to show up. 100%.
Really?
100%.
And then throughout the process, like even when you saw him sitting here, were you starting to have any doubts?
Well, him being there kind of made me go, oh, okay, he's actually serious. Like he's going on your show. He wants to actually fight. He looks like he's somewhat prepared, maybe he was rambling on here and there, but he looked like he was serious. So I was like, all right, cool. And, from what my manager's been telling me, what people have been telling me, they're like, all right, he's actually down. So I was like, cool, let's do it. Like I did hear whispers, especially on Twitter and like maybe a few comments here and there being like, oh, he's not going to show up. He's not going to show up. He's not going to fight. He's not going to fight. But I was just like, nah, man, especially with the amount of money he was going to be getting, I was like, there's no way he's going to just pull out. Especially with everything he said, saying I'm not a real fighter, saying that I'm an idiot, I'm stupid, this is that I can't box, blah blah blah. He's going to knock me out, blah blah blah. So I was like, there's no way he can come through this much smoke and then pull out, and then he did.
It is a crazy thing. It is an absolute crazy thing. Is there any part of you that goes back to the press conference and says we should have known then? Like he didn't show up to the press conference. Maybe that was a sign?
Well, I mean, that could have been smart on his part, because for him to travel all the way to the UK to do a press conference and then fly back to wherever he's from to then train again, it's kind of doesn't really make too much sense. And maybe if he had then maybe used that as a holiday, not holiday, as a way to train in the UK instead, then maybe that would have made more sense for him. Like, I don't know. Like, I was just thinking it was mind games. I honestly thought he was playing mind games. Like, this is me being genuinely serious. Like, I thought this was all mind games. He tweeted being like, the king does what he wants, basically copying Conor McGregor. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. It is what it is. Super disrespectful, but I get it. This is just how he is. And then, when he went on Chael Sonnen and said that he might pull out because of rehydration clause, I was like, hey, yo, what? I would then instantly message Mams, like, what's going on? Like, I didn't expect this. Why is he chatting all of this? And then I was telling Mams, I was like, screw the rehydration clause. I want to fight. Let's go. Like, so I feel like some people feel like I'm afraid or I'm scared or I'm really picky with who I, fight. But with me, I'm just like, I'm down for whatever. Like, I came in to fight Logan Paul. Logan Paul, like, was a unit. I came up in weight to fight him. It's not like, even with the ring size and all of that, I didn't know anything about all of that. I'm only starting to know now, like, how everything was, like, not in my favor with that fight. From just the little things. And when
the second one, right?
So, the second one, yeah. There was, So I was just like, all right, cool. So now I know, like, I've got a good team, a proper team, and not to say anything bad about my old team, but when it comes to the logistics in boxing, they, I guess, didn't know too much, and they were just like, okay, cool. Well, you're just fighting, and that's it. Right? There's a lot more to boxing than just getting in the ring, and that's it.
And so, looking back, do you regret not going with Woodley?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Why is Woodley so upset? He's in the comments. He's very upset. He's calling you all kinds of names.
Yeah. Well, it's. I mean, because he was in the standing, and then we just went for Danis because we thought it'd be more entertaining. That's just it. Because for me, it's like, well, I don't know. I just didn't think, like, even with people getting more excited about me fighting Temperrr because it's more of a challenge, shocks me, because I'm always thinking, maybe it's my brain or how I think, but I'm always trying to think in the most entertaining fight, because, entertainment equals, obviously pay-per-views, and pay-per-views is more eyes, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't think people would want to see, like, compared to me versus Dillon versus me versus Woodley, I thought more people would want to see me versus Dillon. So that's that's my bad, and I messed up, and that's honestly none of, like, my team or anything. That's truly me. I just messed up.
Is the Woodley fight still on the table for the future?
I think it should be. I mean, Woodley. I don't know about Tommy Fury. I'd love to fight Tommy Fury, but he's just so. I don't know if I want to touch that. It's just so up in the air whether he's going to fight or not. He's got something, he's got a kid coming with Molly May. So I don't know. He's just not in the right mindset. And then, I've got other people. So people saying they want me to fight Slim, fight Gib. They just want me to be tested, because I guess with all the opponents that I fight, I just beat them or I win. And they want me to fight someone that people go, oh, there's no way you could win. And then eventually I fight Jake. And it's the ultimate fight. And then at that point, it's like, who is the GOAT in this YouTube scene?
And we'll get to Jake in a moment, but when you found out that Dillon was out, what was the reason that you were given? Like, officially, what do you believe is the reason why he is not fighting you?
I think he was scared. I think he probably saw videos of how I was training and how prepared I was and how serious I was taking this. And, since the the first Logan fight, I have told myself I will always take every boxing fight seriously. I will fight as if I'm fighting Mike Tyson or I'm fighting the best of the best, because after I beat Joella all these years ago, I got super complacent and I was like, oh, I'm sick. I'm awesome. I don't even need to train. Like, I trained super hard and I got to this level and I was able to beat Joe Weller. That's nice. All right, cool. Let me fight Logan Paul, who, hasn't done any boxing. I don't really need to train as hard. This should be a walk in the park. Go in the ring and he's massive. Jab is just beating me, slapping me up. And I'm there like, raw. I'm not as sick as I actually thought I was. And then I had to dig deep, get the dog in me and to, scrape a draw. And then with the second fight, I put my all into it to make sure I, got a win. So, and with that, I'm there like, all right, cool. I've got to make sure every fight I do, I'm training like it's the fight of my life. And like, even with me fighting Alex Wasabi, I was going to destroy him. I was going to absolutely annihilate him. I was so ready and prepared. And then, obviously he pulled out. And that's why I had to fight Swarms and Pineda just to do 2 fights in one night, just to make it exciting, to get people to want to watch, to make it do something that people haven't seen before. So then I was like, all right, cool. I'm going in like a madman, just trying to get rid of these 2 people, show everyone that, I'm about it. And then I was like, all right, cool. I want to be tested. So I was like, all right, cool. We've got Tyron Woodley. Cool. Tyron Woodley. Let's put him into the pot. We had other names as well, but then we were facing Woodley, and then it'll be Logan Paul and Dillon Danis, and like this card would be nuts. And then obviously Logan got injured, and then the budget went low, and then problems with the contract, blah blah blah. So we were just like, oh, this is just getting long. And I said I want to fight, 3 times next year, and I was like, I need to fight on Misfits 4. So I was like, screw it, let's just fight Dillon. And then yeah.
Is Dillon still on the table? Like, will you revisit Dillon?
No. It's done. It's done.
Done. You're moving on.
Fuck him. Fuck Dillon. I hope everyone forgets about him and he disappears into irrelevancy.
Even to have him on another Misfits.
No.
Okay.
No. I've literally told Mams I don't want him anywhere near it. I don't care. Like with me, I don't care about money. Like, I've got money. It's not for me. I don't do this for money. Like, if you disrespect me like that and you piss me, I just cancel you out. I don't care.
Maybe Anthony Taylor rematch in the car park or something like that. No.
Yeah, they can do it. Yeah. My times I rewatch that just to get some enjoyment from him getting hit. Like, yeah, man, it's such an idiot. I'm so it's what it is. Like, yeah, it is what it is.
Why did you pick FaZe Temperrr as the replacement? Why?
Because he's Southpaw. It's just he's Southpaw. Bro, I literally trained how many? Oh my god, like months to fight a Southpaw, and then people were there like, oh, why didn't you fight Slim? Why didn't you fight this guy? I'm like, these guys are all orthodox. Why would I, again, have a pullout and then have to switch up the style of my opponent just to please everyone, if that makes sense? I know it was just annoying because I just know then if I fight Slim and people, it's like a win, but it's like a scrappy win. People are going to be like, oh, actually KSI isn't all that. It's like, okay, why not get to see me train for a particular style? And then when it comes to me fighting someone with that style, you see what I can truly do. So with Alex Wasabi, we knew how he fights straight lines. So I knew I had to like find angles and just constantly move and make sure I hit him with a left hook, so I'm not in line for his attacks when he comes straight forward. Or just when he attacks in lines. I was always there like, all right, I have to constantly find the angles, blah, blah, blah. And then I had to fight Swarms, who I've never seen fight. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going into the deep end, just seeing what happens. And then Pineda, another tall guy that I never seen. Oh, I've seen a few things of how he fought, but it's again, like, it's just not what I trained for. I trained for a particular person and it switched. So it was just frustrating that, it's still frustrating because Temperrr is 6'4". He's super tall. It's like I'm fighting Logan again, but southpaw. So it's just a lot for me to have to deal with and think and work on. But, for me, it just made sense to fight another southpaw. That's what my trainer said as well. It makes sense to fight, we've been training with southpaw, so we might as well. like fight a southpaw as well, and Temperrr just made sense. Like I've done hundreds of rounds with southpaws, hundreds of rounds. So like, I'm sure I think it's 111 rounds with southpaws, and then for me to then last minute just go, all right, let me just find orthodox. It just nah.
I get it. I wanted to ask you something that I've asked Jake in the past.
Yeah.
Usually people with your experience in boxing don't have a lot of money, don't, have a lot of possessions. They're doing this because they're trying to, make it in prize fighting, right? Get rich, get famous.
Yeah.
You are already that. So why are you doing this? Like you said, you don't need this. So what is your motivation? What is the reason for this?
Because I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Like it gives me purpose. As weird as that is to say, like when you have all the money and the fame and all these other things, you kind of want something that's, I don't know, like that. You just, how can I word this? I needed more. And like last year, especially, no, not last year, 2020 or 2021, there was a period or part of my life where I just felt so empty. I had everything I wanted, but I felt empty. And I felt like I needed to do something just to make me feel like, just to make me feel proper, just to make me feel like I'm able to put work into something and then be able to achieve it and put, I don't know, just the risk, the idea of having so much risk in one fight, if I lose, that's it. And then I put all this pressure on, and then for me to then turn it into diamonds and for me to be victorious. I don't know. I just love that. And rather than me just doing some music, I could easily just do music, have an easy life. I could easily just do Prime and just, have an easy life. I could easily just do YouTube and have an easy life. But I don't know. I like the challenge of boxing. I like the challenge of pushing myself to the limit, pushing my body to the limit constantly, just seeing how far I can go. And I don't know, it just gives me purpose. It just gives me, purpose in my life. And that's kind of just why I do it. Like with my last fight, I didn't even care about how much money I was getting. I don't think I got any money for it. I gave it all to my trainers, but it's just because I just enjoy it. It's just like, I just enjoy, I don't know, I just enjoy it.
You walked away with $0? Nothing? 0 pounds?
Well, but like, it's because for me, it's not about the money. Like, I don't know. I feel like I've been doing this whole YouTube thing for 10 plus years, man. And, I've had the highs and the lows and this and that. But for me, it's like, there's a part of me now where I'm like, oh, I want to just do more than just, make a load of money. I want to, help people through different ways, or I want to, push myself through different ways. I want to just do more than just the thing that everyone always wants, which is fame and money. So, yeah.
Well, it feels.
I don't know.
I understand where you're coming from. I understand.
Yeah.
The big one, obviously, to me, feels like it would be you versus Jake. Just to be clear, you're business partners with Logan, his brother, Prime, and I want to ask you about that in a moment. You and Jake, legit don't like each other?
Yes.
Why?
Where was it? I think it was Boa Steakhouse in LA. There was a time when me and Jake were in the same restaurant, and bro, like everyone was just confused at how cold it was. Like we were both somewhat next to each other. I was actually meeting up with Logan. I think we were doing something to do with Prime, and you can tell it's awkward for Logan. It's an awkward situation, but it is what it is. Like
But what's the root of the issue here? Like, why don't you like each other?
I think it's kind of we've kind of just hated each other for so many years. I think there's several reasons, but because I don't really dwell on it until it's time. I don't really know, but like I think it's ego. I think it's one of the ones where, he thinks he's better than me. I think he's trash. Yeah, and I know everyone else doesn't believe, and a lot of people believe that he's going to destroy me, but I know what I am, and I know what I've done training-wise, and I know I would smoke Jake, but I kind of need to show everyone what I know, and through me find people like Woodley and Temperrr and maybe Joe Fournier or Tommy, etc., Tommy Fury, all these people in the atmosphere, people then will start to believe that I'm actually about it. You know what I mean? So it's and then I don't know. We just don't see eye to eye. I just think he's a dickhead. I just don't think he's a good person. And I know he's got friends. I know he's got a lot of people that like him, but there's a lot of people that hate him, and I'm one of them. I just don't like him. I just don't like everything about him, and I feel like he also tries to shit on everything that I have done or I've worked hard for. And when I look at him and I go, compared to what you've done to me, like, you are not on my level, but I'm still going to show you someone who is devoting all their time into boxing. I can still come from, all my music tours, all my YouTube videos, all my Sidemen videos, or whatever, the Prime, etc. I can come into your realm and still knock you out. So,
what are the chances it happens this year?
Chances it happens this year? Well, we're working on it. We're looking like November, December, but I just know it's going to be a long back and forth, just with negotiations. Just who's the A side, size of the ring, or what's the weight, or what's the purse, or is it going to be on DAZN, or is it going to be on
Showtime?
He's on Showtime, etc. Like, there's just a lot of back and forth when it comes to these things. So it's one of the ones where it's happening, like, slowly, but I'm just focusing on knocking out Temperrr, and then knocking out my next opponent, and then eventually getting to Jake.
And there's no part of you that's like, man, Anderson Silva, not bad. Knocking out.
No.
Come on.
No, Edward, don't try this, bro.
What?
Don't do this. I know you think he would smoke me. I know, okay?
Right now?
He won't, bro. Bro.
What's the weight?
The thing, what do you mean, what's the weight? But I weigh, right now, I'm 177.
Okay, what would the weight be?
So I want it to be lighter.
Oh, okay. So you want him to come down?
I'd want him to come down, yes.
Yeah.
But I know he won't want to come down.
Well, I mean,
I want to be.
I can understand that. Why not do it at 77 or something like that?
What do you mean?
Why not do it at 177 or 180 or something? Do you feel like that's an advantage for him?
Well, I think that's an advantage to me, because I'd happily fight at that weight. That's beautiful. But he's not going to want to do that.
You want him to be higher? You think he wants to be higher?
He wants to be heavier, yes.
Yeah, okay. Now, Anderson Silva, why? Because he's 47? Why do you have that reaction? I was sitting there, I saw it. It was impressive.
No, it wasn't.
You don't think you don't think it was this nonsense that it was rigged? Please don't tell me that. I have a lot of respect.
No.
Okay. Thank you.
It's not rigged. But I just don't rate Jake Paul when it comes to boxing.
Really?
I like compared to me.
Okay, fair. But he beat Woodley twice. You know that. He knocked him out.
Well, I mean, Woodley is a.
You want to fight Woodley?
Woodley could have beaten Jake, but for some reason just likes to just stare a lot. For me, it's the work rate. The work rate is so poor when it comes to Woodley.
Would you say he has beaten better guys right now than you have beaten? Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So how do you dismiss?
Because I just know what I can do.
Fair.
I know what I can do.
That's fair. Yeah. Bigger fight. KSI, Jake Paul, Nathan Diaz.
Probably me and Jake Paul. Yeah.
You think so?
I honestly think, because it's just been years of us going back and forth that people have just been so hungry for this fight, literally starving for it. And when it happens, it's like, oh my God, finally. And I already know like everyone and their mom is going to be hit me up about tickets left, right, and center. And yeah, they're going to be like, finally.
Oh, it'd be great.
Yeah,
I think it would be fantastic.
I think it's going to be a huge fight, but people are going to be very shocked at how I just flatlined him.
What about his deal with PFL? What do you make of it?
I think that's, well, I don't really know. I think maybe he's, if I'm truly being honest, I don't know. I feel like he feels he needs to have a stake in something because he's seen what I'm doing with like Prime, and he's seen what, you know, Misfits and Simon, etc. He sees that I've got so many I've got so many baskets, and he's just there like, oh, I just box and that's it. So I don't know. I feel like he wanted to just have a stake in something, just to be like, I have a percentage in something. I don't know. Is he gonna actually fight?
Do you think he does?
You know, MMA with. So I'll probably say he won't, but he'll probably try to prove me wrong. But he'll fight some scrub who doesn't know how to punch and grapples terribly, etc. He'll probably fight. I don't know. Who's that wrestler that did terribly in the UFC?
The wrestler? Oh, CM Punk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Probably try and fight someone like him. Yeah, exactly.
By the way, I've seen you do a little work with Michael Bisping. You have any interest in MMA?
Yeah. No chance. Yeah, so I train in a MMA gym as well. As in, like, it's MMA and boxing.
Okay.
Well, I see it and I'm like, nah, I don't have any desire to do MMA. Zero. Like, boxing is hard enough. Why would I want to complicate things by trying to do MMA? So yeah, I ain't touching MMA.
Why do you think Misfits, crossover boxing, DAZN being involved, even what Jake has done with Logan, why do you think that is such a boxing thing and no one's doing it in MMA?
Well, I think because there's no one, you know, at the front line pushing that narrative. Like with Misfits, like it's me going, okay, I looked at the whole scene when it comes to the YouTube boxing, me and Mams, and we went, it's a mess. Like, you've got all these random events, you know, not paying their fighters or creating these events and just making a loss. It's just all over the place. There's no consistency. So we were like, all right, let's create the consistency. Let's look at this long term and make Misfits, which is this organization which will happen, you know, create events regularly and have people get paid, you know, well, and it's just a fantastic system and everyone is just happy. And then we're also making sure we focus on growing the fighters and making the fighters, you know, bigger. Like, it's, for me, I'm always focused on helping people and, you know, bringing everyone up. And I feel like that's why with the press conference and all of that, you know, I could easily just have a fight, me being the main guy and then not care about everyone else, but everyone else gets to say when it comes to a press conference, and, you know, they have their back and forth and they are able to create their own buzz. And then, you know, with Misfits, we're able to create stars through that. So, you know, you got Salt Pappy, you've got Slim, you've got, oh gosh, you've got, oh God, my mind's going with me now. But well, you know what I mean. You've got, you know, Temperrr, and you've got all these fighters who are just, you know, slowly, you know, building and just getting bigger through Misfits. And it's great. I think it's a great thing to have. And yeah,
this is a fascinating time that we're living in because you know, I have two young boys, 10 and 8.
Okay.
Am I boring you, by the way? You're yawning. Am I boring you? Jeez Louise, I'm feeling so bad. I thought you were yawning. I was like, Jesus Christ, Case. I thought this was riveting. I thought it was a riveting chat we were having. Jeez Louise, yawning.
I wasn't yawning.
Wow.
But,
okay.
I mean, to be honest, it is late.
I know it's late. I'm gonna wrap soon.
No, but still, I'm not yawning.
Okay. Just
chill, man.
Calm. Okay, I thought we were boys.
Well, I mean, no, I'm actually enjoying.
Okay.
You're actually asking me questions that I haven't heard before, which is nice.
I appreciate that. No, what I was going to ask you was, I have two boys who are 10 and 8. They know who you are.
Yeah.
They love Mr. Beast. They know who Logan is, right? These are the people they look up to. They asked me, by the way, if you can send some Prime to the house, maybe sign it because, they can't get their hands on it. But that's a different story for a different day. My 14-year-old nephew texted me this morning. He's like, wow, you have KSI on. He's never asked me about any guest that I've had. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm curious about this. This is a weird time. And based on what you said, made me think of this. We have I'll be honest with you about something. My son, we were in Florida for a vacation, and we saw a Bugatti, right? That's how you pronounce it. I don't know anything about cars.
Okay, Bugatti, yeah.
And you know what my 8-year-old son said to me? I was actually like blown away. He said, Andrew Tate has that car. And I couldn't believe. No, I was actually shocked. I was like, how do you know who Andrew Tate is? You shouldn't know who Andrew Tate is. But you know how he knows who he is? YouTube Shorts, right? He sees it, he scrolls. I'm wondering if you feel an obligation, given some of the people that are out there, some of the quote unquote role models that are out there, and who are the kids who are watching you. Do you feel like you have to be a good person? Do you feel like you have to be a role model? Charles Barkley once said, "I'm not a role model," but I hope you know people like you are a role model. You are who the youth of the world are looking up to. Do you feel that responsibility?
So, especially near the beginning, I didn't feel like a role model. I was kind of just doing my thing, and then over time, I started to realize, like, I am a role model. Like, a lot of people are inspired by me, and a lot of people look at me and go, "Oh, I want to be just like KSI," or he's inspired me to believe in myself when no other people are believing in me, etc. And just to believe that if you put your mind to anything, you can do whatever. Like, I see it all the time, and people say like they watch my videos and I make them laugh and all this and all of that, and it is crazy to believe that, I am a role model, and it's a lot of pressure. But I think what I always say to my audience is that I am still a flawed human being. I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I don't want you to put me on this pedestal. And that's why with Reddit, like I make Reddit videos where, I go through what people are saying about me. And, a lot of it is praise, but a lot of it is, people shit on me. And people saying like, oh, we didn't like that you did this. We didn't like you did this, blah, blah, blah. And then we're able to have like a normal conversation between me and my audience where I'm not just seen as a god, but I'm actually seen as a human being. And for me, that's kind of just what I like to portray, because I'm not this god. Like, maybe whenever I get in the ring, I turn into like the Nightmare, and I've got this character, and I've got the whole Dragon Ball Z stuff going on. But it's just, that's the mindset I put myself in whenever it comes to boxing. But then when you meet me in real life, I'm so calm, I'm chill, I'm just me. And I'm, even on YouTube videos, I'm just me. And it's not like I rehearse or have to say the right thing every time. I just say what's on my mind. That's why a lot of times it's kind of just all over the place, because I'm just saying what is coming out of my mind. So it is crazy that I am a role model, but it's one of the ones where I try to do the best I can, all the time, but I'm not going to be perfect. And as long as people know that, and as long as I keep saying that, then I think we're blessed.
Now, what about this Prime? I mean, I see these people going crazy over it, selling it on eBay, selling it. Well, what is happening here? Why can't people just get it? What is going on? Was this part of the plan to make it so hard to get?
No, this is not part of the plan. So, oh my gosh, so it's so funny. We have this guy, Wakey Wines. He's literally just going ham, especially on TikTok, where he has Prime cans and he's selling it for £100. Now, I don't know if he's actually selling it for £100 each, but how ridiculous is that, right?
Yeah.
And you've got all you've got all these, boss man shops and corner shops just selling it for £15, £13, when it's actually meant it only costs £2. And even when Asda tried increasing their prices to £2.50, I was going in on Asda, being like, yo, this isn't Prime raising the price. This is Asda. We want it to be £2 and stay at £2. So we're increasing the supply. Literally all the money that we're making from Prime just goes into the supply, but the demand is so high that we just can't deal with it. That's just it.
Is this blowing your mind? Like, did you expect this?
Yeah, of course. No, of course I didn't expect this. Of course I didn't, bro. It's like one of those things where I just, when you try projects and you just see what happens. Yeah, I remember I did the KSI show, and this was a musical show where I had a little bit of acting in it and all of that, and people hate it. Like, it flopped. Like, it did okay money-wise, but it basically flopped. And it was basically me doing videos after, just apologizing how bad it was. But it's annoying because I put a lot of time and effort, and I was like, oh, people are going to love this. So I don't really know what's going to happen. If people are going to love it, people are going to hate it. I just know I just enjoy it. So that's that. If that's good enough for me, then it's good enough for me to promote. And then, with Prime, it's just done a madness. So it's sick. Obviously, I'm annoyed at people who are reselling it. I'm just there like, come on, man. Like, times are tough right now, and people. I know there's a lot of hype over this drink, but don't take advantage over people. Like, just let people get the drink and try it and see for themselves, like, oh, what the hype is about. So,
you like working with Logan?
Yeah, it's blessed. He's jokes. He's like really easy to work with. Like, his ideas and everything, and just even the videos that we do, it's just funny. He's sick. And it's so funny. It's like, obviously, a lot of people, like old fans, would be like, oh my God, it's so weird hearing KSI say this, but because we hated each other. But it's one of the ones where, we've talked and we've, become good friends through the boxing and through podcasts and, through Prime. And yeah, it's nice and easy to work with them.
It is crazy. I know you're a longtime Arsenal fan. All of a sudden you link up with Arsenal and now they're top of the table. Bro, I mean, what is that?
Bro, like, can you understand the levels? Like, it's ridiculous. It's like, what are the chances? And bro, like, I've got a box in Arsenal. I'm always trying to go to every game. And I'm just, like, sometimes I just sit down and go, what is my life? How I ended up in this situation? And bro, me and my mates, we have a group chat on WhatsApp where we're always just talking about how weird our life is and how we're just like, this is a simulation, how we're in this position where we're able to, sponsor Arsenal, or we're able to create crazy videos that we would see, in on BBC and Sky Sports and all these major organizations. We were like, oh, we'll never be able to do that. And now we're doing that. We're like doing bits. And, I've got my friend, Calix, who's got a shoe brand, No Two Ways, and that is just taking off. And it's just, the possibilities are just endless. And none of us ever thought we'd ever get into this position. We all started just making YouTube videos. I started in my bedroom, just making FIFA videos. And I was like, that's dope. Like, I'm getting paid to make FIFA videos. And even before, I wasn't getting paid. I was just I had a community where people were just making gaming videos. And I was like, I felt like I was part of something. And it was sick. And then from that, then we were able to make money from Machinima and then the partnership program, blah, 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 blah. And now it's just taken a completely different life of its own now. And it's just, it's crazy where how things have gone. And yeah, I always pinch myself all the time. I just go, how have I ended up here?
Any chance you get Prime on the kit?
Prime, bro.
Why not? Why not?
I mean, you never know, bro. If we can do it, that'll be sick. But I mean, Fly Emirates ain't gonna let that go. You know what I mean?
Maybe like a one-off, like they had the OVO owl on the Barca jersey one time, right? Like a one-off.
That would be, bro. That would be sick.
A limited edition. Come on. FA Cup limited edition. Let's go.
I'm gonna talk to Trey and.
Can I get credit for it if it happens?
Well, bro, I kind of wanted to have it anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, you get credit.
Anyway, I'm a Nottingham Forest guy anyway, so I don't really care about Arsenal.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, you Reds.
My mate is actually a fan of Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, they're the best. Yeah. Last thing for you, bigger than Jake Paul, bigger than anything, in my opinion, and I feel like the seed has been planted. KSI, Conor McGregor. I mean, he dismissed
So,
you like a little fly on someone's shoe. Come on.
Yeah. So I was thinking, like, after I flatlined Jake, how cool would it be to have a go at the king in it?
Is it possible?
Well, I think with me, I believe in myself so much that I feel like I can take on anyone within reason. Like, I don't want to fight Better Beterbiev, you know what I mean? Or Anthony Yard, etc. But, you know, you never know. You never know. But I'm always down. Like, if it makes sense and if it really excites me, and if I'm there, like, yo, this is, for me, legacy is my word. I've got it. Like, you can see up there. Like, it's the reason why I do everything. So if I'm there, like, yo, this would be crazy for my legacy. But it's not like it's not like I want to just fight and get money, blah, blah. No, I want to fight and win, bro, because that is special, okay? Like, cool, taking part is dope, but winning, nothing can compare. So, yeah, I think you never know.
Were you bothered by his tweet?
No. If anything, I was gassed.
Oh, really?
I was like, oh, bro. I was like, yo, Conor tweet on me. Because Jake has been on Conor's ass. And Conor ain't said shit.
Right.
So I mentioned Conor once and he snaps back. I'm there like, damn, all right. I got the sauce like that.
Hey, I don't think it's a crazy thought. You win these 3 fights this year, why not?
Well, I mean, I didn't even think I'd be fighting ever. You know, I had no fighting combat when I was younger or anything. So I started in my bedroom playing FIFA. I'm now about to fight FaZe Temperrr, who was also an OG when it came to the gaming scene with YouTube. And I'm going to be fighting him at Wembley Arena.
Crazy.
In a boxing match. It's wild. But
how many people,
life, man?
How many people you expect on Saturday?
Well, I think it's almost sold out.
Wow. So what does it sell out at Wembley?
Wembley Arena, that's, I think, 12,000.
Crazy.
I think. Yeah.
All right. DAZN pay-per-view here in the United States. KSI, not versus Dillon Danis, but versus FaZe Temperrr, who was supposed to fight some sort of mystery opponent situation. That was the original plan, I think.
Well, so I think we're still having that mystery opponent fighting, but then we brought in someone else to fight the mystery opponent. So,
interesting.
Yeah, that should be very interesting for people to enjoy during the event. But like with Misfits, man, we're trying to be the WWE of boxing and just focus everything on entertainment. And we just want to be our own lane and just make it huge through that.
Well, I wish you guys the best. I will be watching this Saturday, January 14th on DAZN pay-per-view. Good luck with everything you're doing. Congratulations.
Thank you so much
on everything you've done. And I'm sorry for taking you away from the big Oxford United Arsenal FA Cup match, but it's 0-0 at halftime, so you can go watch the second half.
No, appreciate it.
Come on,
also, am I getting paid for this?
I'll send the check in the mail. Respect, big man. Thank you so much. Good luck to you on Saturday.
Thank you for having me.
There he is, KSI with the jokes. Wow.